Welcome to Mount Pleasant Live. I'm your host, new host, old host. I don't know what the right word is here. Mike Heaton. It's good to see y'all again. I've been off the show for a month or so, and Ray Venz, our compadre here, who's also in the studio, has been very keeping our show alive and moving forward in a great way.
It was life support, man.
We appreciate you though, Ray. Nonetheless,
I appreciate you letting me do it.
The funny, we have an announcement on that too, on what happened because we got fired, sort of.
Yeah, we got fired.
No, we didn't really get fired. We actually have a really cool makeup of a new show, right? In terms of how, yeah.
Wait, it's about makeup?
Yes. Well, we're off to a great start, ladies and gentlemen. It's good to see y'all.
I was totally briefed before the show. You got to prep me a little better than that.
We did no prep for the show at all.
It was about 10 minutes ago.
But I'm going to tell you before you turn the show off, it's not just Ray and I today.
Don't do that.
Don't do that. We also have the great, the fantastic, the talented, the amazing Sue Sorenson's in the house today. Welcome, Sue.
Good morning. Good morning.
It's good to have you here again.
Thank you.
You all might remember Sue from around this time last year, I think.
Yeah,
we were first getting going. It may have been like March or April. One of our earlier guests on the show was Sue, as well as her husband, Eric, who are the owners of the Grange Public House and Brewery, just across, literally straight across the square from where we're at here in downtown Mount Pleasant. And but you're not here to talk about that today.
No, I'm here to talk about something not even more exciting, but very, very.
Oh my
very
goodness!
exciting.
Yeah, it's actually
Very
pretty big time.
Pretty
It's a big
exciting.
deal. I think it's going to be.
I think it's huge.
Yeah.
And I'm not even normally I get a little bit effusive and like overplay stuff a little bit. The word is hyperbolic. I've learned hyperbolic.
Yeah.
I'm a little hyperbolic. But what we're going to do is we're going to create some tension. This is huge. It's a huge announcement.
Dun, dun.
Press release
Very
just went
big.
out.
Yes.
If you tune in to your Mount Pleasant Live and your Washington Live shows, you're going to hear more about it. I believe they got the scoop on it first, if I recall. But we're going to get there in a second because it's huge news, and it has to do with Mount Pleasant, has to do with Iowa Wesleyan, has to do with some. It's pretty big.
Yeah.
And
Before
it's not ragbri.
It's not Ragbri.
Okay.
Exactly.
All right,
Although that's
I'm
a
in.
thing too.
I'm in.
Okay,
That's
we're gonna
a
go.
thing,
Let me
too.
get the weather first because I
Yeah.
have to do that by contract.
Yeah.
I have to tell you what the weather's like, which no one wants to hear it today.
No.
Because it's bad. Yesterday, it's not that bad, but it's downer. Yesterday we saw this thing in the sky. It had
That
lights.
flaming ball.
The flaming ball
was
of
hot.
I know. It got like to 50-some
I
degrees
know.
yesterday.
Cargo shorts.
I forgot it existed, literally. Like it'd been so many days of this gray, ugly, right? And
Yeah.
suddenly it was sunny.
Did you see the ground too?
The green. It was green grass.
right?
That was a little weird, actually. I must admit. It had been
Totally
under
weird.
snow for like 2 weeks.
Totally weird.
Yeah, but it was grass.
Yeah.
And we had roads that weren't covered in ice. Like it was pretty amazing. And that was after the day started. It was like one little last get you with like really, really, really dense fog.
Yeah.
Like you had an issue, like even
yeah.
your senior in high school couldn't even get like 3 blocks away from the
I had to go
house.
to school twice. And turned around both times. Yeah.
Yeah, it was that you're down in the Mississippi Valley though, right?
Yeah.
Are you down
We're
in Fort
right on the
Madison,
river,
Burlington
right on
area?
the
Yeah. And so you get a little more of that hazy fog. Up here, it wasn't so bad. Up here on the mountain, Mount Pleasant, it wasn't so bad. We got a little lighter fog. We did have a 2-hour delay, and of course, New London ended up having to cancel.
Yeah.
There was,
Yep.
yeah, they had an accident, I believe, right near
Yeah.
one of the intersections, and just it wasn't a safe morning. But today, we had sun yesterday in the end, which was great, and then today it wasn't too bad.
Yeah.
Like there wasn't a delay. I don't know. My kids did. They didn't know how to handle it, not being able to sleep in. I think for the first time in
I
like
know.
2 weeks.
It's going to be tough on them.
It will be.
It's gonna
So
on
tough.
them. I cannot
be in
remember when you and I were in school having more than one snow day.
Right.
Consecutive snow days.
There was like
right?
1 year we had really bad snow.
don't-
It was like
yeah.
this, and that was it.
There was never a fog day. I don't
Yeah, a
remember
fog day is a little
fog
different.
days.
And I get it if it's foggy and dark outside. That makes sense to me. And it's safety,
delays.
kids' safety
I
delays.
remember fog
Yeah.
delays. That's cool.
Yeah.
I'm good with that. But
One thing I respect about all them is those administrators at the school, they don't want to cancel school.
No.
They know what it does to parents and their jobs and being
course.
have to stay home with your kids. They don't want to delay school if they can avoid it.
tougher to get
'cause
them back in the rhythm too.
It does, yeah. The last thing I want to so like I really appreciate the work they put in our school systems, making those decisions for kids' safety, which they have to do. And the biggest regret in the world is not to cancel it or delay it and then have something happen.
Right.
Yeah,
Right.
absolutely.
And we'd all regret it at that point.
Well,
so
yeah, we
they're
go to
working hard.
school until June. Nobody
Right.
wants to do that. Yeah.
Exactly.
Probably going to be July now.
Yeah, seriously.
No summer. No
Feels
summer
like
for
it.
the kids.
No summer. So let's talk here. We have a lot of big announcements and a lot of big events coming up. Let's start with the one you mentioned earlier, though, Ray. We'll leave the biggest one for last.
Okay.
Snow day.
The snow day, yes. I missed you, Ray. I missed you. No, it's not snow day, and we definitely will not be a snow day on this one.
No.
It'll be if it has anything to do like this last summer, it'll be super hot.
Right.
Yeah.
And that is Ragbri is
Ragbri.
coming back to
Hey.
Mount
That's right.
Pleasant.
Since 2009, I think. Was
that the last time?
Was the last time I was here, yeah.
That's awesome. It sort of went around us 4 years ago, 5 years ago, and then was supposed to go south last year, but they had the big anniversary, so they went right back to the old,
Right.
Yeah.
the old route. So we're back to the southern part of the state, and it's coming through Mount Pleasant, and we are one of the stops.
Yeah, we are.
It's exciting.
So exciting,
Second to the last stop.
which is always the biggest stop.
And it's the last overnight, right?
Yeah,
Yes.
that's why, exactly, because people,
Yeah.
a lot of people, they finish up and they're gone right after they put their tire in the Mississippi River.
Right.
And so this is the
Wanna get out of
big,
Dodge.
yeah, this is huge.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are you guys going to ride?
No.
Yeah, I was gonna say. I'm thinking about you, Sue. I'm like,
This is
they own a
electric bike.
restaurant in town. The last thing they can be is out of town at Ragbri.
I will
right?
ride around town.
Yeah.
I don't have a bike that will take me
More than a mile
more
at a
than
time.
mile at a time.
And you have a very nice bike. It's just it's a BMX bike.
Yeah.
very
Yeah. it
Very
is.
tuned and
It's an
sized
awesome
differently,
bike.
right? Yeah, not road
I
biking.
love it. No, it's not a road bike. I mean, you can ride it on the road.
Sure,
It's-
sure, yeah.
It's totally cool.
I think that's called a
as long
street
as
bike.
you stay out of traffic.
Definitely don't get on a highway.
Because if you think your road bike gets little respect on the road, riding a BMX bike at 44 years old, that people just assume that I have like a driving offense, that I can't,
you-
like,
you-
oh,
you
there goes
can't drive.
Vince with his, I wonder what he did.
Yep.
It's like,
yep.
no, I just like it. I think big bikes are lame, and I want to ride the bike that makes me happy, because that's,
right,
what
that's
riding a
right.
bike's
There you
all
go.
about, right?
right.
So,
So during Ragbri, you'll tootle around and stuff and do your
yeah,
thing,
absolutely.
That'd be
Yeah.
very
Absolutely.
cool. Yeah.
Sue, you guys have a restaurant, a really awesome restaurant. It's going to be
It's
just
gonna be crazy,
packed that
but
day.
we're excited. We're
It's gonna be
so
so cool.
excited.
It's gonna be
Hopefully,
really
there'll be a lot of other things going on in town. It's
Oh,
gonna
yeah.
be fun.
And I know the city's done a great job. I just kudos to the city, to Rachel and Dean.
Yeah.
Like she has taken that job on
Yes.
as chamber director and just and had one of the hardest things you could possibly do with the university.
Yes.
And right at the very beginning of it, not only did she help navigate us through that, she was a big player in making sure we got Ragbri too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right? She's and then the mayor's been part of it, and
Yep.
Terry McWilliams and the Old Threshers group was part of it. I saw, and a bunch of other chamber.
Very well represented.
Yeah.
It was
It's-
very cool.
It's awesome. I'm proud to be in Mount Pleasant.
Yeah.
Me too. Yeah.
It's going to be a great day. What I love about Ragbri more than anything, we'll talk a lot more about it when we get closer. It's a chance, it's a chance to celebrate us and our town,
Oh yeah.
right? And our community and our county. And we're going to put it on full display
Yeah.
in July. It's going to be a good time.
It's
Yeah,
gonna be
I-
a group effort.
Yep.
Everybody has to be involved. It's
For
gonna be
sure.
fun.
For sure.
Yeah.
Now, another big celebration of our community is happening this weekend. It's one of our biggest tourist things outside of Old Threshers. We're bringing people into our community each year, and that is the Music in Motion Show Choir Invitational
yeah.
at our high school. Right. So, for those of you who have never been there, it's relatively epic. It's super fun. I mean, thousands of people come from across
all
the
over.
area. Yep. And from schools and just communities. And all day long, starting in the morning, all the way through like 10, 11 p.m. sometimes, it's just show after show after show of these high school kids that have worked so hard to create these incredible musical performances.
Yeah.
My kids are in it, I know, and they're working hard to get it ready and be the host this time. And it's something that started 31 years ago. This is 32nd, I think. One.
It's like Glee on steroids.
So somebody
Yeah.
compared it.
Yeah.
Somebody compared it, and I forget who, but somebody compared it to like a music and show choir version of like Drake relays. Like it's that
yeah.
big
Yeah.
for people.
Yeah, really is. Show choir in general is very much a Midwestern thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's the highlight of the winter season, right? It's how we have fun when it's cloudy.
Yeah.
Outside, how high school
I'm
kids
looking
get
forward to it.
engaged.
I'm hoping to see a couple of the shows because I think
Yeah,
it-
come on over. I know it's a little bit of a drive, but
It is,
it's
but
worth
I'll be
coming up
there.
for. Yeah, you'll be in town anyway. Yeah, you're pretty much a Mount Pleasant now
I
at this
am.
point. So
I know. We'll figure it out.
we adopted you
I think you
officially.
split your time here more than you do home.
I know. Well,
I think
we're
it's
still looking.
the measurements based on beer served.
Yeah.
Whether or not it's in your garage or
No.
over the counter.
Yeah.
And so I think you've passed that a long time ago. You are officially a Mount Pleasant
Beers do we
person.
serve?
Yeah.
We're residents.
They serve a
Your
lot of
residents.
beers.
Exactly.
They serve a lot of beers.
Yes, yes, indeed. Good beer too.
Good beers.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay, so that's this weekend. Hey, by the way, if you're looking at giving back to your community, and I know this community is all about volunteering, if you're looking at giving back to your community, they still need some people to volunteer this weekend. They've got a lot of people that have signed up, but if you go to their Facebook page, just the Mount Pleasant Music Department on Facebook page, on the Facebook thing.
On the Facebook?
I'm definitely showing my age now.
Oh,
on
my
the
goodness.
Facebook.
Wow.
Alex is over here just looking at me like, oh my gosh. Yeah.
Goes to the Walmart.
Wally World is how we say it. Wally
Wally
World.
World.
But there's a sign up genius there, and they're looking for people just to take 1 or 2 shifts. If you take 2 shifts, you get into the event free. You don't have to pay. There's no ticket cost. And they're looking for people to just host concessions. They have a kitchen that's open. The school kitchen's open to feed people throughout the day because these high schoolers are there all day long.
Yeah.
You know, from the moment they arrive, and so they actually have like a full cafeteria thing going. They need help. We still need, I think, 10 to 20 more volunteers before the weekend. There's also some setup and tear down stuff if you want to get into that kind of thing. That's what I'm doing this weekend. It's going to be epic, but it is a community event like a lot of ours, and we need our volunteers. So if you're looking for something to do this weekend, want to see some great shows, and want to give back to your community, go to the Mount Pleasant Music Department Facebook page and sign up for a shift. We'd love to have you there. It'd be great. And finally, our other big event we have, it's not big, but it's wonderful. It's one of my favorite things about Mount Pleasant is we have an art studio. And it's Main Street Art Gallery, and
Yeah.
it's just up the road here on
Chuck's having a party.
Chuck's having a party again. And there's actually a really good artist this time around. There's always a good artist, it feels like, but and I of course I just closed it off my browser here, so I'm gonna have to look it up here real quick. But I believe it is the first. It's this Thursday. He's doing his regular gathering, meet the artist, come see the show. And it's going to be a really fun little event. They usually have like wine or cheese or something like that that you can go and check
one
out.
or the other.
Wine or cheese, yes.
Okay.
We don't do. It can't be fun.
Okay.
No, of course, yeah. Wine and cheese usually. It's called Mind Vortex and a Painter's Journey, which is neat. It's the art of Jim Elias.
Oh.
And it's going to be on exhibit from February 1st to the 24th. And part of that is from 5 to 7 o'clock on February 1st. In a couple days, you can go and meet the artist and just go and really enjoy the moment and experience it as an event.
Yeah.
And go walk through the gallery. It's open
Love it,
the rest of the
yeah.
month, but it's that sort of grand opening
Yeah.
of that month's exhibit. So it's going to be really fun.
Lots going on.
Lots.
So I know Alex needs to pay the bills, so we have to go to commercial here in a second. Before we do, so we give him just a smidgen of our big announcement. Just small, nothing big.
small.
Yeah, just get it. What do you think? What do you think we should say? This is big. We want him to stay through the commercial.
Oh, what do you
Yeah.
want to say, Ray?
Should we just leave it at that?
I think so. I think
Yeah.
you're going to want to
Sort
hear
of
what
like
we have to
the-
say.
Yeah, sort of the Phoenix Rising.
It is a little bit of that.
It really is.
Yeah.
If you're looking for a good story
Right,
coming out of
rising
the
out of the-
Iowa Wesley enclosure,
We should have just had that teed up. It's a shame that we go improv on
Yeah,
this
yeah,
show.
yeah.
That was brilliant. Yeah,
you,
Phoenix
thank you.
rising from the
From the
ashes. You're going to
ashes.
see a flaming bird when we come back.
we'll be back after this.
Step back in time and create unforgettable memories of the 2024 Midwest Old Threshers reunion. Gather the family and immerse yourselves in the nostalgic charm of steam engines, antique cars and trucks, tractors, gas engines, and the horses. Whether it's the savory delights from the North Village to the log cabin or the unforgettable concerts, this is where memories are crafted. Plan now to bask in the history of the past from August 29th to September 2nd in Mount Pleasant. Visit oldthreshers.com for details. Don't miss this chance to make timeless memories.
Welcome back to Mount Pleasant Live.
We
We're
are-
back, and boy, are we back.
Boy, are we.
This is a big deal, everybody. Sue,
Yes.
I look at you, but I'm also looking at Ray because Ray's a big part of it.
Hey.
And
We've been working hard, too. We
very
really have.
hard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
so can you officially make
An
the
announcement.
announcement?
Wow. I am so excited to let everybody know. I know there's been a lot of rumblings, like throughout the community. A group of us got together. We formed a nonprofit organization called the Belle Center, and we purchased the Chadwick Library from the Iowa Wesleyan Board of Trustees.
That's right.
Yeah,
That's
and the
fantastic.
USDA too. So
Yeah.
we are opening up what we're calling the Belle Center.
Yep.
Appropriately named after Arabella Babs Mansfield,
Right.
who was the first female attorney in the entire country, and she happened to get her law degree, I guess, from Iowa Wesleyan.
No,
passed
she
the
did.
bar.
Oh,
She
she
just
passed the bar. Sorry, she passed
Yep.
the bar.
Yep.
And she was at Iowa Wesleyan.
I got Mary Elger listening right now. I guarantee
Sorry,
you.
I'm
Gotta get it.
sorry.
Gotta
I
get it
wanna- I
right.
wanna make
Gotta
sure
get it
I
right.
get it
Yep.
right. I wanna make sure I
you
get
got your
it
back,
right.
Mary.
First female to pass the bar in the
First
United
female.
States.
Period. She shattered the glass ceiling.
Yep.
Arabella Bab Mansfield, and therefore we're calling our little project, our big project, the Belle Center. And basically, I'm going to share with you what the mission statement is, and I've memorized it, but I might be looking down a little bit just to make sure I get it
All
right.
good. And I'll ask tons
So
of questions. Don't
the
worry.
Belle Center's mission is to provide underrepresented Southeast Iowans with equitable access to entrepreneurial, professional development, and community resources so that they may pursue meaningful careers and fulfilling lives. So that's our
awesome.
mission in a nutshell,
That is
right?
awesome.
So that's what we want to do. We want to make sure that there's a place where people can go to get any sort of resources if they decide to make a career change, if they decide that they want to be an entrepreneur, or what we're calling founders, and professional development of any kind.
I love it.
So we're excited. We're very, very excited.
So we talk a lot about that on the show here. And
Yeah.
It's part of the history of this organization here, Attraction Steam, and what we've done with that. So entrepreneurs are a big deal. Local ownership, people get back to their own communities, that kind of stuff being a huge piece of our just overall economic prosperity in Mount Pleasant and beyond. Tell me a little bit about what that means for, well, let's start with Ray on this side. What does that mean for the co-work space?
Well, so we feel like this is the next logical step in continuing that tradition that Mount Pleasant has of entrepreneurship.
Yeah.
Right. So what it means for Traction Steam,
Which is our
this
space here,
which
right,
is our
that we're in
space
right
here,
now.
our
Yep.
co-working space here, it means that the location's going to move, the name is going to change, the mission's getting bigger, and we've got so much more space to accommodate more than a simple co-work space, right? We had great amenities here. We had high-speed internet. We had the ability to upload large files and podcasts and go live and stream.
Case in point right now. Right?
Yep,
We're in this space right now.
absolutely.
Yeah.
We're able to do that here. And we provided an environment for people to come in and work. Maybe we had a lot of people from rural, outlying areas that came in because the connection just wasn't available. That's getting better, but in terms of what that means for Traction, Traction Steam is going to be housed in the Belle Center. They're going to focus on the communication portion of things, helping with website development. I know the owner pretty well, and
It might be me.
yeah,
It might be me, but yeah, maybe.
he might be able to talk to that at length. What it means for us is we're going to continue what Traction Steam started, and we're going to do it as the Belle Center. And we've got a lot of space to do it with.
So let's go there because that's my favorite part. You know, that obviously our space here for co-working is 1,500 square feet.
Yeah.
Not, I mean, I thought it was big when we rented it, right? Mm-hmm. Sue, how big is this building that we just purchased at the Belle Center?
30
purchased?
times.
It's
30 times.
45,000 square feet.
So it's
45.
Traction times 30.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's going to be, and it's a lot of open space too.
Yeah.
It-
Oh, because the bookshelves aren't there anymore, right?
bookshelves
so
are
it's just
not
a
there.
In fact,
wide
there's
open.
nothing there right now.
Right.
There's
Wow.
absolutely, there's not
Yeah.
a chair, there's not a desk. Right now, there isn't. And we're going to be moving some furniture from here and some other locations. So we do have furniture coming, but as of right now, it's what I like to call a tabula rasa. It's a blank
Nice.
slate. So we can.
Look at fancy.
Yeah.
That was a lot of
Fancy.
syllables, and they were arranged in a very.
Table,
favorite
a clean
tabula-
table,
a
clean
tabula
slate.
rasa.
Yeah.
It's very
Nice.
fun.
Very
I'm
good.
gonna have to learn that. That's like a bouquet of syllables.
It
right
really
there.
is. That's a
beautiful.
lot. It's a lot.
I like that.
But also blank.
Yes.
It's
Same time.
completely blank. We can make
love
it
it.
what we want, which is why it's so exciting. Like where we're at right now is in the process of determining, and it's going to be it's what we're calling a community-driven ecosystem.
Sure.
So basically, what Ray and I are doing is we're sort of we're just there to kind of guide, right? We want the community because we're going to have community meeting rooms. We're going to have community organizations come in, collaborations between businesses.
Sure.
We really want the community to step forward and say, this is what we need. This is what we want. A place where people can go and have support groups, whatever you decide, come to us and let us know what you think the community is, because like I said, we're really making this a community-driven ecosystem where people can kind of come together and share ideas and share visions.
So I love that, and I'm going back to your mission for a second. I say your mission. I'm on the board, so like it's our mission.
Our mission.
But I'm acting like I'm interviewing,
Yes.
But so looking back at the mission, you talked about equitable access, Sue, and we've had this conversation many times. Ray and I have on the show as well. Being a rural community, we're a thriving, successful rural community in Mount Pleasant, and our communities around us have had a lot of success too. Washington aside, of course. Just joking, Washington, we love you. I can't help myself. You guys are awesome. I can't help it. It's like Iowa State, Iowa. I can't help it.
Leave
It's
them
been like a
alone
month
for
and a
crying
half.
out loud.
A month and a half.
Leave your brother alone.
Okay, I'll leave my brother alone. Sorry, Washington.
It's sports. It's all about the sports.
It is. The demons.
I get it.
So anyway, but we all have our own little siloed ecosystems and successful histories of business growth and local owners and so on. One thing that I noticed when I moved back, and that was pretty clear, is that in terms of how the state funds programs, how nonprofits have been put together across the state, there's a lot of resources for people to be able to start a business.
Yes.
The issue is geographically, they're just not here.
Right.
Yeah.
You have to access them in Burlington or access them in Iowa City or Cedar Rapids or Des Moines. And that's capital access. It's this technical assistance. It's programming that you surround yourself with in order to feel more comfortable making decisions and taking risks, right? It's risk mitigation. I know you like that term, right?
I do. I do.
Former insurance guy.
And those folks that are in charge or that handle the resources and funnel the resources in those areas, they do a great job.
They do. They're great.
They do a fantastic job, and we're including them here to broaden that a little bit. They've got enough demand in their area that keeps them in that area.
Yeah.
So we're trying to build a bridge.
Yeah.
A yes and, right?
Yeah, definitely a yes.
A lot
and.
of times I've said it in my years. So my background is commercial lending. I've been a commercial loan officer for 20 plus years, and I've often told my clients that sometimes it's not what you know, it's who you know.
Yeah.
Right.
And in order to network and get access to those resources, like Ray was talking, you need to be able to have access to the small business development centers and to all of the Chamber of Commerce's and Southeast Iowa Regional Planning and all of these other resources. But sometimes people in the rural community don't know
Right.
that's available, and so that's what we want to make sure that we're there for them.
Yeah,
that.
And,
it's a lot of timing when you're having to spread out and having to go and go to point A for resources here, go to point B for resources here, and a lot of times you're not getting feedback fast enough for that idea to evolve.
Right.
So if we've got a place where that's all encompassing and they can they can come and get those resources, get that counsel, it just expedites the process of going from stage 0 to all the way up to, okay, we're a fully functioning business or
LLC or
got
Main
this
Street
going.
business or
Yeah.
startup scale up company. Yeah, exactly.
So those resources being centrally located just helps that speed
sure.
up. But it stops people from losing momentum.
Right.
So
So I absolutely love that. That's fantastic. And it's, as someone who's worked in that space for 2 or 3 years now, to know it's going to be right in our backyard.
yeah.
Not only to me does a service for all of our entrepreneurs in the region, really, but it also it creates a community that we don't really have a strong knit community of all our business owners. The Chamber's done a great job at Live After 5, things
Right.
like that.
Absolutely.
But when it comes to startups, entrepreneurs on that sense with that, who are all struggling with that same how do I get from point A to point B?
Right.
That's a whole different type of group. It's different culture, different needs than our established businesses we've had for a long time.
Right.
And this is going to be a yes stand to the incredible work the Chamber's doing.
Yeah.
To help them get more Chamber members and
Yeah.
help Main Street get more members downtown.
That's
and
part of the coaching aspect. You know, the coaching aspect of those startups may not be ready to have an Alive After 5 type announcement or welcoming party. But as part of the coaching aspect, we provide the tools for them to get to that space where they can go in and make an announcement confidently, have a timeline laid out, and have that plan laid out and ready to articulate to people so that they can get more people on board.
Love it. Love
Yeah.
it. It's really exciting. So so you mentioned you being a commercial lender. You used to
Yes.
be at a bank. You were a vice president of a bank. You're also an entrepreneur.
Yes.
And
yeah.
so the Grange we talked about earlier.
I've been there.
So
Yeah, thank you.
yeah, and a couple times, right? Lots of beers, unfortunately.
Well, and the thing about being an entrepreneur or a founder of a business is that, I'll be honest, you don't know what you don't know.
Right.
Right.
Like you go into this with expectations, high hopes, and you just kind of do whatever it takes to make it work.
Right, right.
And so along with that experience, and every entrepreneur, every founder has that. Am I doing the right thing? Do I know where I'm, do I know what my next step is going to be?
Right.
What did I learn from the last, 6
Right.
months? What have I
Iterate,
learned?
right? Yeah.
And hopefully we can get entrepreneurs like myself and like you and like Ray together so that we can say, okay, this is what we've learned, and we can be resources for
Yeah.
people. who
Help
are
people
just
not
starting
make
out.
mistakes or help them find resources quicker than they would have on their own.
Resources, find where they need to go. And as a commercial loan officer, I did that often.
Yeah.
Like I said, I was one of the I was creative. I mean, bankers aren't known to be really creative. I hope I did. But that was, people would come to me all the time and they'd say, "Hey, how do I make this work?" Because financing is a big part of making your dream come true, right?
Right.
How do you make it work? People always hear about grants. The government has money. How can we access that? How can I do a business plan? In the small business development centers throughout our community, there's one in Indian Hills, and then of course there's one in Burlington.
The Southeastern. Yeah.
Wonderful
Oh yeah.
resources.
Janine Clover is incredible
Absolutely.
down there in
She's really
Burlington.
good, and
Yep.
Kelly Prickett.
Kelly Prickett.
Kelly Prickett.
Yeah,
Yep.
they're all really great, and I'm thankful to be able to say that these are friends of mine. Like I can contact them and steer people in the right direction.
Right.
But sometimes it takes that extra person to walk in the door and say, okay, this is what I have in mind. Can I make it work? And then have somebody like Ray and myself and even our board of directors come together and say, this is who I have access to help you where you need to
Right.
go. Yeah.
So all that said, we're going to have you guys on a lot in the future of the show. There's actually going to be some changes to the show that we're going to find out about next week. We'll see firsthand, but we'll talk about it here after the commercial a little bit. But this is going to be a big part of our show, interviewing entrepreneurs, interviewing what's going on at the Belle Center, the Belle, as we know it fondly.
Yeah.
The Belle, meetings at the Belle. Right now, it's very much in the startup space, right?
Yep.
Like we're just getting off the ground. We haven't opened the event yet. There's no programming. There's a little bit of programming.
There is a little bit.
That's doable. So you want to mention briefly
I'd like to
about
mention Traction Thursday.
Traction Thursday.
Yes.
So what is Traction Thursday?
So Traction Thursday, and you could probably lend a little information too.
Sure.
Traction Thursday is a, how do we say it? We meet every Thursday at noon, and it's an opportunity to listen to other entrepreneurs, get to know networking, basically
Yeah.
is what it is. I have been going to the one in Fairfield, and I'm really excited to be able to come back here to Mount Pleasant and bring it back here to Mount Pleasant as well, and collaborate with Fairfield and Ottumwa and all the other areas so that we can find out what other resources are available and entrepreneurs are available in our surrounding area.
Fantastic.
So every Thursday at noon, right now we're meeting up in Fairfield at Breadtopia, but eventually, very, very soon, we'll be doing it here in Mount Pleasant as well, probably at the Belle Center.
And so how can listeners or viewers know when that's going to start? Where do they have a resource they can look at? Is there a website? Look, I set you up
Yes.
for that.
Oh, there
that they
you
can go
go.
to.
Wow, you didn't tee that
I
up.
actually
for
did a
yourself.
transition,
My
everybody.
God.
It's a transition.
Right, that's right,
Yes.
because the website just went live this morning. I think it probably probably about midnight last
Right in there,
night?
yeah. I guess
Right about
it
midnight
may have
last night.
typos, everybody, just so you know. But,
Check out the bellcenter.org.
yep. Now that's BELLE.
Yes.
Arabella Bad
Right.
Mansfield
Right.
Bell.
Yes. Bell Center.
Right.
.org. Check it out. It's a work in progress, just like everything else right now. But check it out. It tells you a little bit more than what Ray and I have talked about today. And then, of course, the press release, which also was released this morning. So this is all of this stuff is just fresh off of the presses. Just
And you've heard it first here
Absolutely.
on Mount Pleasant Live.
yes,
Just
yes.
For the record.
Breaking news.
Southeast Iowa Union.
You heard it first.
Heard it first. Hey, we're going to go to commercial and come back. It's a little bit of a long episode, so thank you for sticking with us. Happens when I'm a host. It goes a little long.
Man,
Poor
I had
Alex
this
over here.
tuned up. I
know
really
you did. I
had
know
it
you did.
tuned up.
So that said, though, we're going to come back and we're going to talk about some changes coming up to the show. And I think it's going to be for the better, and it's going to connect us better with some of our other communities. In addition to our very last episode of Mount Pleasant Live will be on Thursday. And we are going to make it super special. And you're going to find out why when we get back from the commercial, as well as our very last birthday game. We'll see you here in a moment.
At 5 Star Community Credit Union, we want to help you lead a better life. We offer competitive rates and convenient appointment times for all kinds of loans: auto, recreational vehicles, home equity line of credit, holiday, and personal loans. We make it easy to build your credit and enjoy the good things in life.
We invite you to join 5 Star Community Credit Union. We are community-minded and member-focused. Come visit our locations in West Burlington and Mount Pleasant or online at 5starcu.org. Federally insured through the NCUA, Equal Housing Lender.
Welcome back to Mount Pleasant Live. As we said before the commercial, really excited about the pending launch of the Belle Center they purchased at the Iowa Wesleyan campus as Chadwick Library. That's going to be a really cool economic engine.
West Broad Street.
It has an address with a
Has an
mailing
address.
thing, a mailbox pretty soon.
Yep.
Like it used to all just go to the central campus. So like all kinds of changes going on over there. It's really exciting.
It's fun.
That said, we have some changes going on here too. Did you like that? Another transition?
Thanks, Jane.
That was wonderful.
Thank you.
That was really good.
So one thing I love about the Southeast Iowa Union and partnering with them is they really see our region as a community as a whole. One of my favorite things about it, we tend to get siloed sometimes. We create enemies out of our neighboring cities.
Oh, like when you take jabs at Washington?
I don't know what you're talking about. What are you talking about? And I think those rivalries will still exist for sure. But more importantly, we're not big enough to not be a community together. We all need to band together for economic purposes, social, cultural, all these different things that make our region great. And one thing I love about the Southeast Iowa Union is they recognize that 5 years ago now, however it's been since they consolidated newspapers and started the Southeast Iowa Union, and still incorporated the Mount Pleasant News and the Fairfield Ledger and the Washington something. I never read their paper. Sorry, Journal. Thank you. And all those communities. And so we are switching our format of our show to be regional. You know, you've seen a lot of our posts and news that Alex does has a lot of Washington news in it. But one of the things we're really looking at is just becoming more of a region in our show as a whole. And so we're going to have to work with Washington going forward. And
Which
I can
he's
do
totally
it.
okay
Smile on my face. I love Washington. Washington's great. Love it. No, I really do, guys. I'm giving crap. But that said, we are going to be our shows are going to be collaborative. They're going to be hosted mostly from the Washington studio, but we're going to have segments and interviews that are going to be part of the show on the various days we have it. Alex, is it going to be a daily show, a weekly show? What's it going to be like?
The morning show is daily.
Daily.
Yep.
So you got to put up with the daily, everybody.
7:15 a.m.
Okay.
Live, and then on Tuesdays and Thursdays you'll have interviews,
Nice.
and sports and news,
Love it.
all that stuff.
Love it. So check it out starting next week. We're going to do our last formal Mount Pleasant Live one on Thursday. And we have a really fun thing we're doing.
Oh, are we going to talk about
Yeah, right now. Let's bring it up
We're gonna
because
talk
people are going to want to jump on and watch this thing happen. Our last show will be Thursday, and it actually incorporates Sue and the Grange.
And a challenge.
And a
Yes.
pretty
It's a
big time challenge.
Pretty
Yeah.
big challenge,
Yeah.
like 10 patties challenge?
Yes.
And
So Who wants to describe it? He's salivating over there. Will you
know.
describe
So
the
we have-
actual
I am so ready.
challenge?
So we have the Burgermeister Grangezilla,
The Burgermeister Grangezilla.
which
Okay.
is a challenge burger. We'll call it a challenge burger.
So nervous.
It is a 10 patties, so it's 10 meat patties, a tenderloin, our house-made pickles, all of the cheeses that we offer.
All of the cheeses.
All the cheeses.
All of the cheeses. Lettuce, tomatoes on a very large burger, right?
Is the bun big too?
The bun's big too. We've got a
my
big, and it's a
goodness.
big old bun. It's a big.
It's like a
old,
hub.
Oh my
cap.
goodness.
Yes.
I think Eric said it was like a $70 burger.
It is
Something like that.
$75,
$75, $80 burger.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's
and a pound of our house brined fries.
Oh, whoa.
Yes. And
Pound?
a gallon of fry sauce. Maybe not a gallon,
Gallon.
of fries.
But that's like
Gallon of fry
My
sauce.
favorite
That's
part's the fry sauce.
Yeah,
you know that.
I know.
That's a
Douse it.
sitting.
How big a ramekin is that?
It's
That has to be like a
huge.
That's not a ramekin. That's a mixing bowl.
mixing bowl of fry sauce.
Yeah.
So anyway, so the challenge, from what I
Roll up my sleeves for
understand,
this one. Yeah.
you guys are going to take on the challenge this afternoon.
We're gonna give it a shot today.
Yeah.
Yep.
And we're gonna add it to our show on Thursday.
That's right.
10
So-
patties and a tenderloin. Yeah.
I did have a little bit of
Conference.
breakfast this morning, just so you know.
That was
man. Just
stupid.
it was dumb. It's dumb. Is anybody else joining us? Do you know? Is it official or just the two of us?
It might be the honorable Kellen.
We hope
Gracie.
Kellen Gracie might be joining us too. We need
Now
him.
he has
Yep.
said
I
he
need a
could do
stomach.
it by himself.
Yeah, he has said
I'm
that.
gonna
He's
put it out
dreaming.
there.
He's dreaming.
He says he can do it by
Call.
himself, but he's from Canada,
I call. Call. Put them on the table.
We need like an over under by patties. Like I'm gonna go
Cards on the table.
over under on number of patties for Kellen.
Number of patties for Kellen. I have seen Kellen eat food.
Tacos especially.
Yeah, I've seen him eat tacos.
Yes.
If you remember the Grande Manos taco,
Oh yeah.
Kellen was able to eat 3 of those
They're incredible.
in a sitting. That was about a pound of taco.
Yeah.
Okay. It's a lot of bread.
It is.
It's a lot of
It
bread.
is.
And so call.
You're calling. But we're gonna do
and,
that today.
we
and
are.
We're gonna have our show on Thursday.
You'll be able
and
to see
you'll
it.
Be able to see it. It
Unless
won't be
you wanna come
live.
to the Grange for lunch, which is always a good idea.
Oh, dang right. Their lunch, yeah, it's incredible over there. And their French onion soup's ridiculous now.
Yeah.
Like they changed the recipe a while back. I'm like talking like you're not here. They trained the recipe.
Favorite thing
Yeah.
on the menu.
It's
right
incredible. It's incredible.
Chops is just nailing it.
Yeah, he
That
really
He
is.
does
Yeah.
a really
I've
good
had
job.
I've had a lot of imitations on French onion soup, and they were not what he's putting
Yeah.
out right
Yeah.
now. They're amazing.
I'm biased, with the Irish French onion soup, and you guys have come close.
Exactly.
Yes.
It's
And-
real
and-
close.
He knows that recipe,
Yeah, it's
so,
real
yeah.
close.
You glossed over another important aspect of this.
Okay, do we want to talk about that during our recording, or do you want to talk about it now? What's the piece? Where do you want to go?
Well, you haven't completed the menu.
Pickles?
The burger,
The burger. And
it's the fries. Did you talk about the beer?
we didn't talk about the beer.
It's a what's that?
That's what they just said in chat.
No, we'll talk about. Is that Eric
Yeah,
watching?
yeah.
Don't forget about the beer, people.
I'm paying attention, Eric.
And the beer.
I'm paying attention. The star of the show.
There's
is the
beer.
that they brew.
It
over
totally
there,
is a
right?
star. Let's be honest.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got to
So-
be able to take helps get down. But
I think he mentioned 3 or 4. Anything that you put in a pint, it has to be a pint beer.
Yep.
Right?
Yeah.
Because they're specific about how they serve their beer, because
Right.
that's part of the experience and
Yeah.
part of the enjoyment of the beer is the vessel. So, a pint of beer.
and let's be
on top
frank.
of it.
There's a
I'll
lot of
be right.
breweries in Iowa, but Eric's an artist.
Yes.
Well,
when
this
he-
is
when
Mount
he-
Pleasant's brewery.
This is our brewery, and the style, the labels all have a vibe that fit our town,
Yep.
that fit who we are and our identity. And Eric has figured out a way to blend that with his own passion and his own art. Really, it's an art form, and some of that beer is just
Unbelievable.
yeah,
Sunshine
it's
on
so
a cloudy
good.
day. Was
Oh,
what we were
so
talking
good.
about.
Yes.
yeah, so good.
Yeah.
What's the one you've been having recently? That's not one of their local.
It's
breweries.
not a local one.
But they have
it's
a bunch of other
fantastic.
Iowa ones as well there to
Yeah.
taste Iowa in general and all of our incredible breweries. But
Yep.
yeah, get over the Grange. That place has just blown up recently. Just so many cool stuff going on, food and beer. And we're going to go celebrate the biggest part of it
The Grangezilla
attempts.
Burgermeister Grangezilla.
The Burgermeister
We didn't
Grangezilla.
decide. We decided to just
It's a huge burger. It's a lot of fries. It's a really delicious beer on top of it.
Yeah.
And we're gonna go and see.
We're gonna see what's possible.
We're gonna go pick a fight.
You're gonna pick a fight with the. All right, so we got that going on, and then finally, our very last birthday game, celebrity birthday game.
yeah.
Sue, you're here. It's a big moment. Are you okay, Ray?
Yeah.
Don't get teary-eyed. Don't get teary-eyed.
you
I
sad?
stayed off the Googles this morning.
That's good.
I just,
Change is good. Change is good. We can handle this.
Okay.
I think Alex came to play today, though.
I
Okay, this will be
think he
interesting.
But he knows the answers.
did.
No, he did, but
Well,
he also is putting the questions in front of us. They're gonna be hard ones, I think.
All right.
They're all gonna be millennial ones, I bet.
Okay.
What do you got, Alex? What do you got?
I can. Yep.
What do I got? Christian Bale.
Ah, everybody knows Christian Bale.
Right.
Yeah.
Ooh,
Batman.
yeah.
Well, one of how many Batman?
One of many Batmans.
Batman.
Ooh.
I think it's Batman.
What do we think?
52.
Oh, you think
51.
52?
51.
You're going 50. Changing it.
You're going 51?
Okay.
I'm gonna go with 53.
That's good. That's good. I'm going to go with 56.
Okay.
50.
Flat up?
They both
Oh.
get points, yeah. 50
But I didn't.
flat up.
Oh, man.
You
Just
got it.
Hey, some things never change, everybody. Some things never change.
Next one,
Well done, guys. Well done.
Patton Oswalt.
Oh, I like
Oh,
him.
yeah.
Ratatouille.
Oh,
King of
yeah.
Queens.
Yes.
Oh, yeah. Wow.
I'm gonna go with 47.
I'm going to go 51.
I'm gonna go 48.
55. No
Oh.
points.
Oh, wow.
He is
You were
a
close.
very well preserved man.
Yeah.
He is.
And extremely funny.
You feel like you're on a journey with him through culture.
Yes.
Like he's like on your side of the TV,
Yeah.
watching all this stuff happen.
Yeah.
You know, with him, I always like him as a character
Yeah.
Yeah.
and as an actor in general.
Second to
He's a
last.
character.
Second to last.
Phil Collins.
Oh wow.
Do
you
it.
Know?
I should.
No?
Do it.
This is my favorite artist of all
You know,
time, ladies and
I know
gentlemen.
that our good friend Adam McLaughlin is
If he's
sitting
watching
there
right now, he's
singing
going to be
right
so
now.
mad at me if I don't know the
I
answer
think
to
he's
this.
like 70.
Oh my gosh, Sue. Sue, 70?
Keep going.
I think
70?
so.
You think he's higher? Whoa, hold on. Let me think this
72.
through. That's not. No, he's not 72.
The guy
getting
was
a lot
he's
older
had a
than I
couple
think
of
I am,
rough,
aren't
rough,
I?
rough years.
he was 40 in the 80s, man.
We're not-
Don't you remember him on
Yes.
Miami Vice?
Can you feel it calling in the air tonight?
Yeah.
I can.
Sue Studio.
Oh Lord.
I do love Phil Collins.
Sorry.
There you go.
Getting a little-
I'm gonna say 71.
that's a good guess. What'd you go with, Sue?
72.
Adam McLaughlin. I'm sorry. I do not know the answer to this. This is my Taylor Swift right here, just so you know.
I know. Oh,
He's
I love Phil Collins.
Like, and he's
Wait,
like,
what does that mean?
I don't know.
he's my favorite. For most
Like in a
people, they love
Travis
T
Kelce?
Swift. No, not in that kind of way. No, no.
I don't understand. Okay.
Raymond, we're gonna go with.
I'm giving him a T-shirt that says Phil Collins is my Taylor Swift.
Okay.
I'm all totally good with that.
Spirit animal.
He's my spirit animal. I love his music.
Okay, but you have no idea how old he is.
Yeah, I do. Hold on. I'm going to get it. Here I go. I'm going to say he's 76.
73.
Oh,
Told you.
no. Adam, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
We're so
You guys talked me into going up.
But you were like, what? You thought I was going too high.
Well, because I was denying my own age. I was denying my own age at that moment. Yeah, I knew he was in the 70s. I just didn't want to think about him being in the 70s. Yeah.
Last
Great
one.
artist. Oh, there's still another one.
the
Okay.
last
one
one,
more, one more.
ever.
Here we
Oprah
go.
Winfrey.
Oh,
Oh, geez.
who
Do you know this one
cares?
already? Who cares? It's Oprah Winfrey.
She never ages.
No, she doesn't. Is this a recent picture? This looks like
I'm gonna
This is
go
the
with.
oldest I could find.
I'm gonna go with
the most
60.
recent you can find. Yeah.
I think 67.
I think 67.
I think she's same age as Phil Collins.
Do
I'm
you
going.
really?
I'm going 73.
I would.
She was.
I have a very obstructed view of the monitor, so I'm just going to go ahead and say she's.
I don't remember. That. You always go one up or one down.
I know,
from
I
mine.
know, and I'm
You
trying-
got to. You got to be
doing
patient.
the
Let him go
thing.
first.
I know.
I think she's. What did you say?
67.
Darn it! I was gonna. Okay, then 66.
70.
Oh my goodness!
Good
Did I get a
job.
point
Look
for
at this
that?
guy,
I actually
Good
got
job.
a point
Good
on the
job.
very last one ever. It's a
You
miracle.
got 3 points.
Sue won. Sue won it all.
She got 3 points.
Sue, congratulations! The very last one ever. That is awesome.
Oh, that makes me. I love these games.
That's
They're
very
fun,
sad.
aren't
Play
they?
just for fun.
Very
Seriously,
celebration.
just have it
Somebody
at the
stole
Bell
it.
Center.
At the Bell
We'll just
Center.
have it as part of the Traction Thursday
Bell
event or
Birthday.
They
something.
stole the trophy too, by the way.
It's somewhere.
Yeah,
I
I
think
think,
we-
it was Kellen Gracie.
It's probably his calendar.
There's
Yeah.
a trophy.
Yeah, we've had a
There
couple
was.
of them.
It was a little star trophy.
Yeah.
Oh, that's what you were
I
looking.
think I might have given it away. I mean, Rachel may have it. I mean, she's never lost to me.
It's probably in her
I
trophy.
bet
case.
Rachel does
Lisa
that.
might have it.
Rachel.
Yeah, it's going to be a thing. People are going to like. Anyway, hey everybody! Thank you so much for listening and watching our show as we've grown, Mount Pleasant Live. We're going to have an incredible new show next week.
Yeah.
What's the name of it?
Morning breath.
Morning Breath.
That's the morning show name.
Morning breath is
It's like a breath of fresh air.
Take the.
I like
high
it.
road.
Rancid.
My morning breath is not usually positive, but it can be. It can be. I like it. Morning breath of fresh air is what we're going with there. I like it. Morning breath.
There we go.
Okay.
Okay.
We'll be there.
Rebrand a show that's not yours.
You like that? I'm on it. I'll be on it.
You're gonna get us sued.
I actually like that because that's going to get a lot of attention when you see
Yeah.
that too. They're like, what? Huh? Oh,
Yeah.
you know, one of those deals. That's going to be starting next week. We'll see you on there occasionally. And we really look forward to that sort of next step. Everything's sort of going up a level. Have you
Yeah.
noticed that? With the Bell Center and Tractions team, with the show. Mount Pleasant,
They'll be doing the show from the Bell Center. Is that a?
we'll be doing some
interviews.
recordings. Yeah, our interviews. Yeah,
Our
yeah.
interviews will take
Yeah.
place at the Bell.
So we're in a good place. I feel like Mount Pleasant has 2023 was a little bit of a hard year.
Yeah.
And I feel like 2024, the sun's coming out,
Mm-hmm.
if you will, to just go full circle here with our weather. The sun's coming out. It's going to get warmer. Things are going to get better as we go. And we're starting to really start moving in that direction. So
I
be a
can
good
see
year.
clearly now.
I can.
It's gonna be a good
As we eat a massive hamburger later today that you all will see on
sunshine
Thursday.
on a cloudy
Yeah.
day.
That's right. Sunshine on a cloudy day. That's one of the beers.
That's
Yep.
right.
All right. Thank you all. It's
All
been
right.
Mount Pleasant Live.
Thank
and
you.
thanks for watching.
Happy